You must be thinking about making a move to Raymore, Missouri. Well, today's your lucky day and you've come to the right place because I've put together a map video where I'm going to show you around Raymore. I'm going to show you all the major highways, the schools, the shopping, everything that you need to know when considering a move to Raymore and what makes it an amazing place to live. Hi, I'm Max Jones. I'm with the Mojo Real Estate team, and my partner Zach and I have been in business for over 20 years helping people just like you move to the Kansas City area and to Raymore. We have over 600 Google reviews online, so check us out. You know, don't take our word for it. You can hop on the Google and see what our clients have to say about us. So with that being said, I'm going to dive into the map video, but right before I do, I just want to say stick around because I'm going to reveal the category at which Raymore is #1 in the state. I'm going to reveal that at the end, so let's stick around to the end and you can find out what that is. So let's dig into the map video. I've got the map for Raymore pulled up here and you can see it outlined in the red dots here. And before we dig into the details of Raymore specifically, I'd like to back out a little bit and show you where Raymore sits in context for the city. So as we back out, you can see that we've got the Kansas City metro area here in this tan area. This is all of the developed areas. And Raymore sits clear at the southeast corner of the Kansas City metro. And that can be both good and bad. You know, if you're looking to get out of the hustle and bustle and get a little more to the country, that can be really good. If you travel a lot for work and flying on an airplane to another town every once a week, then that can be really bad because the airport is clear up here at pretty much the opposite side of the Kansas City metro, and which makes it about an hour drive. So really by distance it's not awful, but in order to get there you either have to go through the heart of downtown and deal with a bunch of traffic, or you have to hit 435 and go clear around up here to 435 or 152 highway. Probably just stay on 435. But so yeah, you either have to go clear around the town or straight through it, and neither one of those is ideal. So if you travel a lot for work, Raymore might not be the best idea. Maybe Platte City, you can kind of get the same feel as Raymore in Platte City, and then that's a 10-minute drive to the airport. So there's where Raymore sits in context to the city. I'll also show you another thing that is kind of a good thing about Raymore is a lot of people in Kansas City and Missouri, we don't have any mountains or oceans, so a lot of people go to the lake for the weekend, and that's where they get their rest and relaxation. And especially during the summer months, a lot of people are heading down to the Lake of the Ozarks, which is right down here. This is the Lake of the Ozarks. So this is it starts clear up here in Warsaw and goes all the way down to Osage Beach, where this is like the really happening part of the Lake of the Ozarks. So if that's your style and you go to the lake every weekend, but you want to live in Kansas City, live and work in Kansas City, then Raymore or Pleasant Hill or Lee Summit, those can be prime areas, even Harrisonville, prime areas to live in Kansas City, in the Kansas City metro, but it shaves probably an hour off I live in Liberty, and it'd probably shave an hour off the trip to the lake. So that is something that's the flip side of being far from the airport is you are close to the water. All right, so I'll zoom in here back on Raymore, and we'll go over the major highways and roads for Raymore. Zoom in one more time. All right, here we go. So for Raymore, not a ton of highway access, but you do live right along here on 49. And 49 is, I'll zoom out one more time. It is an extension of 71 highway. So 71 highway is your old thoroughfare right through downtown. It connects here and turns into I-29, and so yeah, 71 highway is kind of your main drag, and it touches the whole eastern side of Raymore. And then you're a little south of 150 highway, which goes over and connects to Martin City and 135th Street, which goes into Leawood. And then intersecting right through the heart of Raymore is 58 highway, and also Lucy Webb Road is kind of a main exit off of 49 here. I think I always usually get off on Lucy Webb whenever I'm showing property down in Raymore, rather than this 58 highway. But 58 highway is your main kind of commercial drag, so main exit right as you come in, and yeah, so those are the major roads. It actually 58 highway will also go over to Lake Winnebago. It'll intersect with 291, and you've got Lake Winnebago out here, which is a really nice community, and 291 goes up through Independence and clear up to Liberty, where I live. So that's another, like, if you're going east, need to go east, and you're in Raymore, that's what you want to do. You want to get out on 58 and intersect with 291, and then you can go to Lee Summit or wherever you need to go on the east side of town. So those are the major highways, and next I want to tell you about where we went for the vlog video. We went and we looked at 3 different homes in the vlog video, and the first one was right down here in Eagle Glen. It was right in this area, just north of Lucy Webb Road, right by this little lake here. That was the second home on the tour. The first home on the tour was in Cumberland Hills, which was just north of this 58 highway, right in this area. And then the third and most expensive home was in Creekmore, which is a golf course community, really nice, and it was on Young Circle, right in here. And one of the cool things about Creekmore that is really unique is this is a pretty big lake. I don't know how many acres it is, but it's pretty big. You've got docks and boats out here on this lake. Let me switch to a satellite view so you can get a little better perspective on what I'm talking about. But this Creekmore Lake is pretty big. You can see the docks out here and the homes. So one of the unique things is that you can be out here, and in fact, this home I highlighted on the vlog tour was on Young Circle, which on one side of the street they backed to the golf course right here. They're backed right to the tee box, and then on the other side of the street they backed to the lake. So you have lakefront property and golf course property right in the same spot, and you don't see that too often. So really beautiful subdivision in Creekmore that was wrapped up the vlog video. So if you're considering a move to Raymore, you definitely want to check out the vlog video. We also did a pros and cons video, just talk about the ups and downs of living in Raymore. So check out all 3 videos. They all kind of work in conjunction with one another. But the next thing I want to highlight is golf courses and parks, and hey, we're right here. Golf course, really the only golf course in Raymore is this Creekmore golf course. Beautiful course and lots of houses that back to it. And then there are some parks. I think that's the only golf course in Raymore. But there is Hawk Ridge Park here, and there's a Raymore Rec Park down here. So it's not a ton of parks, really not a ton of entertainment either. That's another thing I like to highlight on the videos is all the spots that you want to go, but really being out in the country here, a lot of this is undeveloped, and so a lot of this stuff out here on the east is big acreage properties, and on the south side is big acreage properties. So really you just have a big residential area right here just south of Lucy Webb Road goes right through it, just south of 58 highway, and not much else going on really. You've got, for grocery stores, you've got Sam's Club, and you know, you'll have, let me type in groceries. You'll have some farmers markets that will show up here. So yeah, right along this 58 highway, you've got a fair amount of stuff going on. A Walmart Supercenter, a Sam's Club, Price Chopper, and pharmacies and that sort of thing. There are, let me see, there are some farmers markets in Raymore that I highlight on the vlog video. Lucky Hams is the name of one of the farmers markets. Then you've got Four Oak Farm, Market Garden, and the Mikasa, the local Mikasa, and a Freedom Strip. So, you know, that's what you get when you get out of town a little bit. You'll have more locally sourced groceries and some options like that that you don't have once you get in the kind of in the suburbs and in the more urban areas. But really, you know, you've got everything you need. You've got Menards, so you've got a big box store. You've got an Academy sporting goods store, Price Chopper, Hy-Vee. This is actually in Belton, but just on the other side of 49 from Raymore is Belton. Major employers, really the biggest employer for Raymore is the Ray-Pec School. One I want to highlight is a big company near Raymore is Honeywell. It's a manufacturing and technologies and engineering firm. They've got a couple different locations, but they have one here in Grandview, and that is a big employer for the people that live in Raymore. I've got a buddy of mine that works at Honeywell, and he bought a house in Raymore. So that is one of the major employers, not only for Raymore, but for Kansas City, really. And I'm going to show you Ray-Pec High School. It's clear on the south side. They've got a huge campus with this is the whole school district it's showing me now. I just want to take you in and show you the high school campus. So you've got a middle school and a couple of high schools here. So you've got, well, it's all one high school, Raymore Peculiar. It's a huge campus. I drive by it in the vlog video, and I didn't fly the helicopter drone over it because Zach crashed the helicopter drone, so I wasn't able to fly it over, but I did drive down this South School Road and got a little view out of the window. But this campus is just phenomenal. You've got a huge middle school here and two big high school buildings, baseball fields, football fields, early childhood center. So this is where your kids would go to school, is the Ray-Pec School right in here, right at clear on the south side of Raymore. So I'll type in Raymore here one more time so you can see where it is. So yeah, it's actually not even in the city limits of Raymore. It's actually in the city limits of Peculiar, but this is where you would go to school if you lived in Raymore. So not a lot to tell you about Raymore, to be honest. I think it's a great place to have, you know, as long as it's not a problem for you with the airport and being out. If you want to be on the outskirts of town and you don't care about the airport, then it's a great place to be. In fact, you're really close to Martin City, and Loch Lloyd is one of the, Mahomes just built a house in Loch Lloyd. This is one of the most premier subdivisions in Kansas City, is Loch Lloyd, just here right on the state line. And then on the other side of state line is Leawood and Overland Park. So, I mean, while there's not a ton of entertainment right in Raymore, maybe you don't want to live next to a bunch of entertainment. So you can kind of get the best of both worlds. You can get on the outside of town a little bit, away from the hustle and bustle, and even get some acreage properties. Maybe you want an outbuilding with you know, a few acres and a place to keep your toys. Raymore's a great place to do that. And you're not too far from everything that's going on. Oh, Martin City's up here. But yeah, Martin City is a really cool little town just on the border of Missouri, right when you border of Missouri and Kansas, right here on the state line. But yeah, that's Raymore for you. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I am going to reveal how Raymore is ranked #1 in this category for the state of Missouri is it is considered the fastest growing municipality in the state of Missouri right now. So it is growing like crazy, and that may be good, that may be bad. I think it's a good thing with as far as investing in real estate in Raymore. I think is a really sound idea, because all of that development and new growth is going to bolster the value of the property that you purchase. So that is definitely a good thing. If your whole point and your goal is to get away from other people, then it won't be too long before before there's other people. You may buy a little acreage property out here, and then a development goes in next to it. So there's with everything, with every pro and every con, there's a flip side to those, and there's a lot of pros about Raymore. So #1 in the state of Missouri for the fastest growing municipality in the whole state, right here on the southeast corner of the Kansas City Metro. So that does it for the Raymore video. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. We really want to be a resource for you. Please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you do comment, we will respond to you. If you have a question, just drop a comment in there. If you live in Raymore and you want to, you think I forgot something, please put it in the comments below. It'll help everybody. And yeah, there's also in the description, there's a number for me and Zach. If you dial that number, either me or Zach will answer the phone, and we will answer your questions. We want to be a resource for you. So thank you so much for being here. Please tune into the next one. And until then, we'll see you soon.